Hi, I'm Lucy from Sew Essential and I'm here today with a roundup of the key trends for spring 2024. I've picked out patterns and fabrics, lots of new fabrics from our website so that you can recreate the looks. You'll find links to everything I mentioned below, so do jump on and check them out on our website, and also check out the link to our weekly newsletter for a healthy dose of sewing inspiration straight to your inbox. So broad sort of trends that I spotted in terms of fabrics were mini polka dots, florals and also leopard print, and then quite a few sort of nice embroidered cottons or broderie anglaise style fabrics, and I've got those boxes ticked nicely here for you with lots of newness. And then other trends I spotted, there was bows on everything, bows on tops, bows on dresses, lots of ruffles, lots of tiered ruffles and puff sleeves, lots of pretty feminine details. So I've got loads of inspiration for you. The first trend I want to focus on is tops or blouses. So I've spotted three key trends that just kept coming up time and time again. The first one was a bohemian style blouse, much like the one I'm wearing, which I will talk to you about shortly, but like an oversized loose fitting blouse with a V-slit front and a tie, and then like an oversized puff sleeve. They were really popular. The other style that I spotted again and again was the oversized collar, which we sort of saw a couple of years ago, but it wasn't, I don't think, a massive trend, but it seems to be back with a vengeance this year. I saw lots and lots of those blouses and I'm really keen to make one. I think it's a lovely, unique detail. And then the other trend I saw was tops that were fastened with a bow at the front. So they might have been two separate pieces at the front and then tied with a bow at the front. And I've got a great pattern to tick that box for you. So yeah, let's get started with the bohemian blouses then. So the one I'm wearing is the pattern I want to share for this trend. It's the Roscoe blouse by True Bias. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. I made this a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to do a full review video on the channel, so you will get to see that. But you can see it's a nice oversized fit. It's got a gathered neckline that's sort of fastened with these ties, and it's finished with a bias binding around the neckline. It's raglan sleeve. It's got these lovely oversized sleeves that are gathered into a little cuff. And it was a super simple, I'll just untuck it actually so you can see the length of it. I did taper it in at the side seams a little bit, my version, because I wanted it to tuck it into my trousers. But you can also make this as a dress, a mini or a midi length dress. And it's just perfect for this sort of bohemian style blouse. We've still got this fabric available on our site as well. It's a beautiful Pima cotton lawn, so I'll pop the link to it below for you with all the other links. But yeah, you could recreate this actual blouse if you wanted to, and that would tick the bohemian blouse box very nicely. It runs up to a size 18, which is a 44.5 bust, 38.5 waist and a 46.5 hip. And the next pattern I want to share with you is to cover the oversized collar trend. So it's the Kenny woven shirt by Style Arc. I love Style Arc patterns. I think they're wonderful. I think they're very stylish. They're always very clever in terms of the construction as well. This one says it's medium because the instructions can be a little bit light if you're a total beginner. Sometimes the instructions can be a little bit limited, but sometimes you'll find us sew along on YouTube or whatever. And also we have got some other patterns. I've done a Pinterest board where I've put other options if you wanted something that was maybe a bit more beginner friendly, but it's for me, it says medium, so if you've got some basic sewing skills and dressmaking knowledge, you should be fine. I don't think it'd be a very complicated make anyway. But yeah, the Kenny shirt runs up to a size 30, which is a just bear with me, it is a 58.25 bust, a 50.5 waist and a 61 hip, so really nice and size inclusive. And I saw these oversized collar blouses, sometimes sewn in the embroidered cottons I was talking about, and we've got this absolute beauty here, which is a cotton, let me just check, I think it's cotton viscose mix. Yeah, it's 60% cotton, 40% viscose. It's a designer dead stock. So yeah, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm hoping the camera is picking up this beautiful lilac hue, and then that you can see this lovely sort of embroidered design on it. It's just beautiful. Perfect, perfect, perfect for spring. I think that would look great sewn up in that, and you could go for a contrast white collar if you wanted to, or you could sew a white frill round the collar, because the Kenny blouse has got like a little frill round the collar to contrast against the fabric. And then the other option that I saw was lots of ditzy prints in these oversized collar blouses as well, and I thought this I think this is a cotton lawn. I think it might be a Pima cotton lawn as well. Pima cotton lawn's just like a really high quality cotton lawn, which is what this one is that I'm wearing, and I'm almost certain this one is too. But I'm going to pop links to all of these fabrics and patterns below, so you can just check out the description on our website. It feels silky, silky soft, and it's just beautiful colours again for spring. So that was my other choice for that one. The next trend I want to talk to you about is the short dresses trend. So shorter dresses, knee length, mini length this season, were much more fitted at the waist and much fuller skirts as well. So a very sort of fitted silhouette around the bodice, and then a fuller skirt. Lots of bows, ruffles, all those sort of feminine details again. And I've got a couple of patterns that will tick those boxes really nicely. The first one is one that I fell in love with when it first came out. It's just beautiful. It's Vogue 1934. It reminds me a bit of the Belle dress by Style Arc, which I've made a couple of times. I love it so much. And it's got a cute stand-up collar. It's got shoulder yokes, and then it's got gathers under the shoulder yokes, a waistband with gathers above the waistband and below the waistband. So that creates some nice shape in the bodice. And then it's got a short puff sleeve, or you can go for a long puff sleeve. You've got the option for a shorter skirt or a longer skirt and a button down front. And it runs up to a size 26, which is a 48 bust, 41 waist and 50 hip. And I thought that would look great actually in the polka dots as well. I thought that would look really, really pretty in those. Or the other thing that you could do is you could make that dress up in this fabric, which we've got a bit more downstairs. I had to reorder this one last spring, I think it was. This is a dead stock as well, but he did have good stocks of it, but I'm sure it will all have gone now. It's a viscose chalet, and I just love that sort of animal print type design with the floral design on top. I just think it's gorgeous, and ticks the boxes of the trends that I spotted this season very, very nicely. In fact, I did see a fabric where there was a combination of either a polka dot and a floral, or it might have been an animal print and a floral. So yeah, I thought that would work wonderfully for that. And then the other pattern that I chose for the short dress trend as well, with the fuller skirts, and it also ticks the bow box, is New Look 6728. This is such a cute dress. I've shown this in a video before, still haven't gotten around to making it, but I love it. It's got a V-neck, it's got a raglan sleeve, it's got gathers under the raglan sleeve, gathers at the waist under the bust, and then it's got a bow that you tie at the front, so it ticks that box perfectly. You've got the option for long sleeves gathered into elastic, or a short sleeve, and then a sort of flared A-line-ish skirt, but it's gathered, so it's quite full, and I thought that would tick the box beautifully. That one runs up to a size 18, which is a 40 bust, 32 waist and 42 hip, and I think that one would work really well in either of the fabrics I just showed you for the Vogue pattern as well. So this floral with the animal print backdrop, or the polka dots would look great sewn up into that. And then going on to the longer dresses trend. So longer dresses still very popular, still lots of midi, maxi length dresses out there. Again, fitted silhouettes, not like sort of post-COVID. We saw a lot of, they called them the buffet dress on the sewing bee, where they were really sort of oversized, loose-fitting dresses. Very much the trend is going back to that more fitted silhouette now. But lots of tiers, ruffles, frills, lots of feminine details there. So I picked up on those details, and I picked the chalk and notch shade dress, which I just think is gorgeous. It comes with 4 bust cup options. So if you're somebody who struggles with fitting the bust, sometimes if you've got a small frame but you've got a large bust, you can have to do a lot of adjusting to patterns to get them to fit you properly. With the chalk and notch patterns, they run up to a size 30, so they're really size inclusive. A size 30 D cut bust is 58 inches, the waist is 49, and the hips are 59, but there's also options for an A, B and C cup as well. And yeah, this dress is really cute. It's got a fitted bodice, button down front, it's got a 3-tiered skirt, puff sleeves. You've got the option for a sleeveless version as well, and it just ticks all of those trend boxes that I saw very, very nicely. And then an alternative to that one's quite fitted round the bust and round the bodice, and it's also lined the bodices as well. An alternative to that is the Style Arc Bell dress, which is a dress I've made twice. I'll try and remember to put review links to the videos where I reviewed the pattern below, with all the links to the patterns and the fabrics. But this one has got a looser fitting bodice, so it's got a shoulder yoke, gathers under the shoulder yoke, gathers under the bust. It's a V at the front, it's a button down with a waistband again. It hasn't got the tiers, so it's just got like a gently flared midi length skirt, and then you've got options for puff sleeves. I loved it so much I made it twice. It's a brilliant pattern. It comes together really, really well. Runs up to the same size 30 that the Kenny blouse did that I mentioned, so really size inclusive as well. And I made a bell dress last year in this viscose challis, which again I had to order this one. It's just absolutely beautiful, and that dress, I just felt amazing wearing it. People loved it. I had so many comments on it. This fabric's really beautiful. It's a lovely silky soft viscose challis. It's the perfect weight for that sort of dress, which I can tell you because I've worn it and worn it and worn it. And it's got little bees and little cherries as well as a floral design on it, so it's lovely and unusual, and I just love the colour as well. It's such a gorgeous colour for summer and spring. So that was that trend. And then within the long dresses as well, I did also see some more sort of fitted round the bust and then gentle A-line skirts as well, so a little bit more sort of like not so many ruffles, not so many frills. And the pattern I thought that ticked that box really nicely is McCall's 8406, which runs up to a size 24, which is a 46 bust, 39 waist and 48 hip. And it's got a crossover neckline at the front with like a wide neckband. It's got gathers under the bust. I think the sleeves are grown on, so nice easy sew, no setting in sleeves. You've got different sleeve options. You've got like a puff sleeve option, or a almost like a flutter sleeve option, and a very wide sleeve option. It's Empire line, and then it's just a very sort of gentle A-line skirt. And I saw a few designs like that, and the fabric I thought would be perfect for that. It's another one of our new fabrics. This is just absolutely gorgeous. I expect this to fly off the shelves. It's a lyocell fabric. And it's got beautiful drape and movement. It is silky, silky soft, really beautiful quality. And the thing I just loved about this was that colour combination. It's almost like a very pale sage green background, and then you've got magenta and purple hues on it. I just thought it was an unusual colour combination that just worked beautifully and would look great sewn up into one of those styles of dresses. And then the next trend I wanted to talk to you about was denim. So denim is really, really big for spring. I mean, I think it's pretty much, it's always there, isn't it? We all have denim in our wardrobes, but it did seem like it was quite a strong trend for spring. And, you know, the wide leg jeans are still there. I talk about those almost every season. That's been a recurring trend for a while now. But there seemed to be a really big focus on denim dresses, particularly this spring. So I saw like classic shirt dresses. I saw loose fitting sort of almost like tunic denim dresses. Then I saw very fitted button down denim dresses. If you wanted to make one of those, you could use the shade dress pattern and use one of our denims for that. But the design I went for, I also spotted quite a few sort of embroidered denims as well. So the design I went for was this, it's a style arc again. I do love a style arc pattern. And it's the Palmer woven dress. So it's a very simple loose fitting shirt dress design, button down front with a little collar. But it's got a waist high belt, and I saw lots of the denim dresses that I saw were very much this sort of style, and I thought that would look great sewn up in our beautiful embroidered or broderie anglaise style sort of denim that we've had in, which is an ex-designer dead stock. It's so pretty. It's got this gorgeous scalloped edge to it, which you could use for the hem of a garment if you wanted to. I also thought this would make a great pair of shorts. It would also make a beautiful halter neck top. But if you didn't want to use the scalloped edge, you can just trim that off. You just put your pattern pieces so you don't use that for your hems or whatever, but you've got that option there if you want it. And I thought that would look wonderful sewn up into like that very simple shirt dress, because it would just give it a real twist with that embroidered design on it. And then the last sort of trends that I spotted, which I didn't go into too much detail with, were jacket trends, because I did a specific video on jacket trends last month, I think it was. But the really sort of key trends that I just kept seeing coming through time and time again for spring, the bomber jacket seems to be super popular. Something I really need to get around to making. I think it'd be a relatively simple sew, but it'd be one of those things that just felt great to have made a bomber jacket, I think. And then also work jackets as well, what I would call like a work jacket or a utility jacket, sort of quite boxy shapes with big patch pockets on, and that sort of thing. So they were sort of the key trends that I saw and thought, yeah, that would be what I would be going for if I was going to make a jacket. So the patterns I chose for those were, for the maker jacket or the utility jacket, this Sienna jacket by Closet Core. It's a great pattern. It's got a longer version and a cropped version, loads of options for patch pockets, quirky design features, different sort of features with the collar, although actually no, I think it's the same collar on both. Oh no, yeah, you've got different collar options. Yeah, you've got two different collar options. You've got lots of 3 different length options, I think, and different patch pocket designs. The cropped jacket's got a really cool, what looks like a vent at the back with a button down feature. So just lots and lots of opportunities to have a lot of fun with the Sienna pattern, which runs up to a size 20, which is a 46 bust, 39 waist and 48 hip. And the fabric that I thought would work well for that is our 7-berry cotton twill, which comes in a wide range of colours, but I just thought this khaki colour or olive colour would be a lovely neutral sort of base colour for a jacket. I've got one in that sort of colour that I wear a lot during the spring. And then the bomber jacket pattern I chose was New Look 6545. Just a classic bomber jacket pattern. I really don't think it'd be very difficult to make. It's got raglan sleeves, a zip up front, and then I think the collar, the cuffs and the waistband would all be made with ribbing. I think, yeah, rib knit banding, which we actually sell. We've got like packets of Prim rib bands, and then we've also got one on a roll, a navy blue on a roll that you could use. This runs up to a size 18, which is a 40 bust, 32 waist and a 42 hip, and I thought you could just make it in this lovely classic indigo denim. And again, that would just be a nice sort of, a lot of the bomber jackets I saw were in navies, blacks, the classic khaki colour. You could use a 7-berry twill as well, but you know, I generally think for jackets, and sometimes you want a statement jacket, but if you're going to make one, it's kind of probably a nice idea to make one in a neutral colour that will stand the test of time and you will wear over and over again. So that's my little roundup. I'm all excited and full of inspiration. I hope you are too. Don't forget, everything I mentioned, it's all linked below. So do jump on our website and check those links out. If you like what you see today, please like and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.